This is an observation I made a while ago that I want to share with you as it relates to a special event that is happening in the world right now. They both understand that men are fighting a battle with women that they cannot win, and as a direct result, they are gradually withdrawing from the dating scene. What is happening is that men in positions of influence and financial security are moving away from the dating pool. I'll explain why later. But first, let's look back at the 1970s and 1980s to see how the dynamics and new ideas emerged during this time. After the free love movement of the 1960s, women gained more freedom, and in the late 1990s and early 2000s, women were finally allowed to express themselves in the way that felt most natural to them. Over time, the concept of pickup art has grown in popularity among members of various online communities. It's clear that men have figured out how to use their knowledge of women's psychology to advance their own interests. At the same time that social dynamics began to develop, new online communities and subsections emerged on the internet with additional benefits for women. Men from all over the world have spent at least 8 years discussing the nature of women and the extent to which they deteriorate. When it comes to dating women, many different types of men come together to discuss how bad the risk-reward ratio is and how bad it is. Although the media scoffed at it, it actually helped people become more authentic. Taking the red pill marked the beginning of a new philosophical movement. On the other hand, if you talk to someone about the blue pill and have them take the red pill, they end up seeing things from your perspective. The theory that taking the red pill makes you smarter has been the target of millions of different reputations, but in the end it always seems to be proven right. Now there is a direct flood of honesty around the world as women are more likely to win in divorce cases. People with enormous economic and political power like Johnny Depp have seen their money and influence diminished by the justice system. This is because women are more likely to win divorce cases. The fact that prominent and influential people are only now realizing what a dangerous game they are playing is a testament to how far the world has come. What is the current situation? Once upon a time, the rich were considered untouchable gods. Today, however, rich men lose their jobs because of what women say. Even though they have held positions among the richest and most powerful for decades, the realization that no one is safe has led to the acceptance of concepts associated with the red pill. Not long ago, Vince McMahon was the target of an attack very similar to this one. Many gurus and internet superstars like Andrew Tate seem to find themselves in positions of authority. People like him are ultimately not allowed because they draw attention to the red pill that the media can't afford. In today's world, no matter how hard you try to amass wealth or influence, it only takes one word from a woman to bring you into submission. When women rule over their male counterparts, it doesn't matter how hard you try to accumulate wealth or influence. How long do you think it will take before all men finally wake up and expose women's behavior? Assuming we all take the red pill that many men have taken as the ultimate philosophy of human behavior, how long do you think it will take before all men finally wake up and see women in action? People like Andrew Tate are good examples. After getting a lot of attention and likes from people all over the world, you've come to the conclusion that it's time for men everywhere to see women for what they really are. The vision for the future helps explain why a large number of highly skilled men choose to retire. For now, all they accept is that the rules of the money game have changed, and allegations of rape or other scandals could spell the end of their careers and personal lives. They also grapple with the knowledge that the rules of the wealth game have changed. Members of the MGT0W movement continue to be guided by their innate impulses. Despite various developments, this is the only thing that hasn't changed. Now that women are not at the bottom end of the dating market, women are able to explain the fundamental explanation for the imbalance that exists. That's why women can explain it. They are the ones who express their ideals and standards at the top, while men fight for it. And those who succeed leave those who fail behind. Women have been the dominant force in the market for the past 2 decades. Let's do a thought experiment and imagine that men suddenly stop sleeping and start behaving more like men. If men keep asking women to use their bodies to exert power and influence, why should they put up with them when they can only enjoy 3 minutes of unconscious pleasure in bed? Women who use their bodies to exert power and influence must answer their questions honestly. You can't be completely crazy. What can I expect if I choose to be more optimistic? Many men, including those in high-value jobs like acting and millionaires, decide to leave their jobs after assessing the dangers and benefits of having sex with women. This trend is especially prevalent among young men. With these indispensable players gone, the remaining women will have no choice but to settle for a secondary role in the face of men who are no longer attracted to them. If there's one thing everyone agrees on, it's that women will never have real positions of power, such as wealth or influence. Everyone can agree on this. Most male billionaires and millionaires built their wealth on their own, while most female millionaires either inherited their wealth or acquired it legally through divorce. On the other hand, most male multimillionaires and billionaires can attribute their success to long hours of work and determination. I won't waste time explaining the answer to you because I'm sure you already get it. The encouraging news is that as these trends become more pronounced, market alphas are starting to pay attention to them. For numbers like this, that's amazing news. They now feel that they are equal to the rest of us. Women's dating habits are becoming more discerning every day. For males who choose females as mates, the dates set by the female market alpha for their behemoths are often disastrous. The alphas of the women's market are those who call the shots when it comes to dating. Since there's not much to do in this regard, as you probably already know, I decided to do a full MGT0W with these guys for a long time. The reason for this is probably something you already know. If you're a young person going through hormonal changes, wait a few more years and you'll see how anxious women are about finding a partner and starting a family. This is good news for you. If MGT0W continues to grow at such a rapid rate, men will start to wonder why women play such a big role and instead spend their free time on projects, playing sports, and exercising to stay in shape. Many men are only just realizing that this is the case, so they report an increase in their composure. In fact, many wealthy people have been doing it for years, and they may continue to work in photography after buying and using a new drone. The money spent on dinner is ridiculous and unnecessary. Let's take Leonardo DiCaprio as an example. He seems to be dating a different woman every 5 years and has no plans to settle down anytime soon. Then consider the gradual decline in the quality of life that married men experience on a daily basis. In addition, people are delaying marriage until later in life, and talk of changing divorce laws is at an all-time high. Because of this trend, men, especially wealthy men, are starting to realize that they are being caught up. Lastly, I would like to point out that it is ironic that women are unknowingly discriminating against other women through discriminatory laws and stereotypes in their quest for power and advancement. This is the problem I'd like to address because it's an interesting point to consider.